That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, dude, I'm fucking happy you guys are back. Everybody is.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
first two. The reception was crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
we've posted those like teasers on Instagram. Like
Yeah.
people were like, "What?"
I mean, it's never stopped. Bring History of Hyenas back. Bring History of Hyenas back.
Yeah.
It never stopped.
Yeah, it just feels like it feels like
People stopped with Come Town.
Yeah,
They stopped asking for it back.
yeah, but History of Hyenas, they never stopped.
Yeah.
They never stopped. They kept just saying, "Bring it back, bring it back."
Yeah.
Because ours, Come Town went for a long run, whereas me and Chris stopped right at the beginning.
Just ramp it up. You Jim Browned it.
We just just right at the beginning. It's like Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
What
are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I heard he was older than we remember. I heard he was already like mid-30s or early 30s, where it's like,
yeah, he's punch drunk a little bit. It's sad when you meet those older guys when they used to really be allowed to hit.
damn,
He's
yeah.
just like a little. I interviewed him for my old show. It was just like.
I met Ken Griffey Jr. and no, he was totally fine.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he
hit him. Yeah.
I don't think he got hit by a baseball once.
Yeah, baseball
he was
players are
totally
fucking
fine.
fine.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
Lovely jacket you have on.
Yeah, they're fine, and they got millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's You Be Trippin, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Be Trippin. It's a travel podcast. That sounded too serious and announcery.
That's
You
all
could
right.
hear it.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
we were
listen,
talking
no,
normally
listen.
for a minute, and then that was like a different guy.
That really was a switch. Yeah. Like, yeah, we're having normal. Hey, everybody,
Yeah,
what's going on?
Jesus.
Welcome to Great Adventure.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. That was
right.
good. Is this
guys.
for kids?
Yeah, welcome. Hey, if you're listening, welcome in, everybody. It's a travel podcast, and if you've been here before, we just go to a different place every week. That's the voice. That's the fucking
That was
vibe.
it right there. That was it. But
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't hate that energy you gave either.
Okay.
Yeah, it's appealing. It gets.
Please welcome one of the best guests we'll ever have, Yannis Pappas.
Yeah, you got to get them excited in the first couple seconds. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do teasers now. Anyway, the point is, Yannis is we were just talking. History of Hyenas is back. Yannis has his own long days. No, sorry.
Yannis Pappas Hour. Used to
Yannis
be called
Pappas Hour.
Long Days.
It
I may
did.
change it again.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
no, but it's
okay.
Yannis Pappas Hour.
What's Ryan Long's?
Ryan Long's?
Long Boys? No, the Boys Cast.
The Boys Cast. The
Yeah,
boy,
yours was Long Days.
Mine was
That's
Long
what I was
Days.
mixing up.
Yeah, yeah.
You stole it from Ryan Long.
I still from
He
Long.
was like, I clearly had Long Days. Like, we'll see what the public thinks.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll do it out. Yeah, mine was called Long Days because Chris used to call me Long Days because he would get a text from me and I would give him like a paragraph and he'd say it's going to be a long day. So he started calling me Yanni Long Days because I would just be ranting about something like psychotically. And then I changed it to Yannis Pappas Hour because Long Days is just hard to say.
Yannis Pappas Hour.
Yeah, Yannis Pappas Hour is just easier. And yeah, History Hyenas is back and it's been exciting. We got 2 episodes up and we got bonus stuff up at patreon.com/historyhyenas and the fans are excited and
I'm
it's
excited,
fun.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm excited. That was just going good. Your fake New York Times article was the fucking tits.
Oh, you remember that fake article? Yeah.
You wrote a fake New York Times. Yeah. I mean, tell me the story of that. I know what I think of it, but like,
We were having fun. We were just having fun and we were like, what if we wrote like a fake, I think the first one was a fake New Yorker.
but yeah, because first of all, there were so many articles coming out about things like nobody knows this podcast. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, and people, it was just like it was that time where what was it, like 5 years ago, whatever, where like news was just writing about comedy all the time, and you're going like, why is everyone into like reviewing comedy? Like and comedians were getting in trouble for saying things, and I remember Burr had that. It's like a joke lives in the context, and then when you read it, it's like it sounds like a statement. Like it was that era.
Yeah,
where they were just taking our jokes, putting them down.
And you're like, oh, that sounds terrible.
Yes, that's terrible. It's like, it wasn't in context of irony. And so I just had the idea. I was like, this would be funny if we're such a wild podcast. I was like, what if we just got reviews from the highest brow that were positive? So we chose like the New Yorker and New York Times, and they were like,
this is the book reviewers for the nation.
yeah, exactly. And they were like I can't remember what they said, but they were like very lofty and pretentious. They were pretentiously written,
Yours or all of them?
No, the fake ones we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
the 2 fake ones we did. So
Hold on.
we thought it was funny.
It was great. Hold on.
But then we took them down because
Oh, really?
I think Burr I think it was actually Burr who commented, and he goes, "This is great, man." Or he texted me and said, "Hey, congrats." And I was like, "Oh wait, people not knowing it's a joke." So I didn't want people to think it wasn't a joke. So I think we took him down from our account.
Damn. Yeah, I think people were like, "Oh, congratulations!" I saw that write up because people only read headlines.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, no, I mean, why would you think the fucking New Yorker would ever review our podcast where we say some of the wildest stuff?
I love it. Like, fuck them. They're always, and whenever they do an interview about stand up, about somebody getting in trouble, they always like, this comedian says, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I know 290 comedians personally.
Yeah.
Never heard of those guys.
Yeah.
They go to Brooklyn, find the fucking minor rooms, and they're like, I'll do the article.
Yeah. It was a wild era. That era is long gone. I feel like it's over.
That era was great.
It was a wild era. It was really just like a...
Anything went.
Yeah.
I went down to fucking... I got homeless guys. Like, come do my podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It was that era, but then it was a really like there was a microscope on comedy, and they were like really.
Oh, that era.
That's the era. I'm talking about the cancel culture era, which I think is over. I feel like that's been over for a little while.
You see people reviewing, going, "Shut up!" To anybody who's like, "Should
whatever.
they do this?" Like, beat it.
This has jumped the shark a long time ago. Yeah. We get it.
It just gets hacky after a while.
Yeah, we get it. The guy said some stuff. All right, it's fine.
Yeah, it was like even Sandler had to stop going like wacky.
Yeah.
It's like people are like, we get it. There's a bang going, ooh, all right, it's been 6 movies. Grow up.
Yeah, you can't act like you're like mildly retarded.
Yeah,
when you're 50.
If you want,
Yeah, so it's interesting because the Hyenas feels different, but it also feels the same. But it does, because we're older now. We're a little older. We all got kids.
And segueing.
Yeah.
History Hyenas goes all over the world for stories.
We go all over the world for stories.
So do
we. Yeah.
What do you got? Where are we headed? Where are we going to tell me this about? Do
people do like a weird thing where they go like,
no,
here's my fake airplane. I'm flying over China. I'm nervous.
Oh, no.
I'm even more nervous. No, take the long route. I don't mind taking a connected. No, that's bad too. God.
Take over Mongolia?
Yeah, we're going right down there to South Africa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, South Africa. I mean, I used to tour all over Norway, Sweden, and Finland.
Who, you did?
I did, yeah. I did.
Oh,
that was a wild time.
Not many of us went there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Through
wait,
Rouse.
That's how you know Manolis.
No, I know Manolis through Rouse.
Yeah, and that's... So,
no,
all right, go ahead.
I know Manolis before that. I met him through Rouse, but Rouse was going over there. And so then I went over and I met a Finnish comedian, Tommy Valamies. From there, I went to Finland, slept on his couch, did shows. Then from there, I just met other people. And then I met Magnus Bettner, who's a Swedish comedian who came over to the States. I got him in a bunch of shitty rooms. And then he came and brought me to Sweden and took me on tour. And we went all over. And he's famous in Sweden. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this was a time where I had nothing.
Wait, how long ago was this?
This was 2008, 9.
Nobody was going overseas yet.
Nobody was going over there.
Norton, maybe a quick bop.
Pablo Francisco was the only one who was going there, and he got huge. He went viral from the movie phone thing.
Yeah.
So it got huge in Sweden for some reason. And he went over there and was just cashing in, and he would just go there and go like, this summer. And
I can't believe it.
And they would go, and they clap a lot over there.
Romania too. They passed around tapes. It was communist, so they couldn't like download anything.
Yeah.
They passed around a Pablo Francisco tape.
It's wild.
And then he was like, I'll do a show here. It sold out in like 7 minutes. And they had to do like a 5,000 seater.
Yeah. That was like the beginning of like you'd go viral and you didn't even know it.
Nobody went out there though.
Yeah.
Russell, obviously.
Russell was like one of the first
I'm
ones.
just finding out now.
Yeah.
I went later than this. That's 2008 and 9.
2007, 8, 9.
Yeah, Rouse must have.
Rouse, because Rouse started going over there. I did a TV show in Denmark.
What?
And it was funny. Yeah, because you're just American, and they're just like, he's American. But then I'd go home and go perform at a bar for like 6 people, which was like a mindfuck because I'd go over there and they pay you well, and I was in Sweden, and then I'd come home and be like just at a bar. Yeah, I had nothing going on in comedy.
It's so great.
Yeah, but it was great. It was great. And it's, you get paid. When you start doing comedy, the comedy scene's like 10 years, at this point maybe 20 years old.
In Scandinavia?
In Scandinavia.
Yeah.
So like when you start doing comedy, your first gig is like paid.
Right.
You're
those guys.
Like, we need you. Like,
all those guys.
Yeah, you're like, you're a professional.
Yeah, and you're like, we should move to America. Like, why?
Yeah, why would we do that?
For a 15-year pay cut?
I remember I'd tell them, be like, yeah, we do shows for free all the time. They're like, what?
Oh, dude.
I thought you were a comedian.
Yeah, the Hong Kong guys didn't understand how any of the American guys were poor. They're like, you do comedy at night.
Yeah.
Why won't we have a job?
Yeah.
It doesn't interfere. Do your job till 6. go on at night. And we're like, I have no defense for that.
Yeah.
I really don't know why we didn't just also work.
Yeah, I was like, well, listen, we're a little lazier than you are. It's a cultural thing, man. It's not, we don't really do the Tiger Mom thing here. We yell at our parents about, let us do what we want to do.
Shut up, Alexa.
Mom, you're getting in the way of my dream. Yeah.
So what brought you there?
South Africa, we went to Joburg, and this was about, this had to be about 2011 or 10, 11, or 12, something like that.
Okay.
So I got invited by the Greeks in Johannesburg.
What do you mean?
So I got a character, Mr. Panos, that got
yeah.
popular with Greeks. So Greeks would call me up, and I would have to do the worst gigs, right? They're always through the church. There's always a priest there, and I would do it I'd just take the money, and I'd just do it, and I wouldn't do well. And so there's a Greek population in Johannesburg.
Okay.
And so they invited me to go down and do Mr. Panos and, go for like 6 days. And they said, hey, you can, we'll pay you, and we'll put you up, and then you can, we have activities you can do. Like, we'll figure out fun stuff for you to do. Like, the guy who brought me out there was like, we'll figure out stuff to do. So I brought my buddy Jesse Scaturo, who's a producer of History Hyenas now, and my podcast. And I brought Ted Alexandro.
Oh, hell yeah.
I brought Ted Alexandro. I was just like, Ted will be great. So Ted will open, then I'll do stand-up, and then Mr. Panos will go on at the end. So we flew there and to Johannesburg, and I hated it.
Why?
I hated the flight.
Oh.
First off, the flight is...
You flew from America or from there?
I flew from America.
Okay, yeah.
Flew from America.
Yeah. That's the furthest you can go.
Yeah, it's 20 hours.
Look at this. This is center of the map.
Yeah, and you got to go
on the outsides.
And you got to go over and down. So we went to, I think, Abu Dhabi.
Do you go up over Iceland and like?
Yeah, I don't know. But
wait,
they took us. Yeah, they took us to like we did
went to Abu Dhabi.
Was it Abu Dhabi or we went to or Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Yeah, we went. So we flew there.
Which way do you go?
From the,
this way.
Yeah, we go this way.
Okay.
We flew that way.
East, yeah.
So that way, and I think that was 12 hours, and then it was 8 down. So
Fuck
then
that.
we went there and we spent the night there. And I don't remember, I guess because our ticket was the next day or whatever, or maybe something happened with the airlines, I don't remember. We stayed at a hotel, and then we flew down. And then just, with anxiety, I didn't even like flying over those countries.
Any place where you're like, if we crash and survive, I might get eaten?
Yeah, I had that feeling when we were flying over. I was like, we're probably over Yemen right now.
Yeah.
Now we're over Somalia. Now we're over Kenya.
Yeah.
Now we're over Tanzania. I just didn't have a good feeling about
You could
the
land
flight.
safely 200 meters away from some car in Safari. Like, oh, you got lucky. We're here right now. And you wouldn't get to that car.
Yeah. I feel like you'd be fine. I feel like you'd go for 6 months to fucking Somalia and figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be a warlord.
Yeah, where me, it's like I'm going to Cancun and I'm going home. That's me.
You got towers here? Let me show you what the Jews planned in my country.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I got to break in really quickly to tell you a little bit about Yannis Pappas, the guest today. He's an accomplished stand-up comedian. And exciting news, right now he's got a new stand-up comedy special out on YouTube. Property Owner, full stand-up comedy special by Yannis Pappas, just released on the History of Hyenas YouTube. Whatever you're doing right now, stop this episode. Go over and click, should be in the description. At minimum, click on the watch it later. Property Owner by Yannis Pappas. Very exciting news on the #1 platform for stand-up comedy, YouTube.com. He's also going to be in Bozeman, Montana in November. You can get tickets there at YannisPappasComedy.com. But also exciting news is History of Hyenas is back, everybody. One of the best, most exciting podcasts in the world. Yannis Pappas and Chris DiStefano every week take on a piece of history and really just fuck with it a bunch. So check it out. History of Hyenas has also got the Yannis Pappas Hour. But the most exciting thing is his new special out right now, Property Owner on YouTube. Myself, I'm going to be in Anchorage, Alaska on June 18th. And in Charlestown, West Virginia, July. I mean, I really got to look at when these are. June 18th, Anchorage, July 12th, Charlestown, West Virginia. All tickets are available at arishaffir.com. Plus, I got merch. If you're watching on YouTube, down there at the bottom, get some. Support me and my drug habits. Stuff like this. Grinders. For grinding. I got to talk in the outro. Bad times. Bad times. But right now, all you got to worry about is Yannis Pappas' brand new special, Property Owner. Check it out right now on YouTube, History Hyenas. Check it later. Let's get back to the episode.
So it was
So
20
then
hours to get
yeah.
there, and then we get there, and dude, Johannesburg it's like not great.
What do you mean?
It's a weird country where the poverty and the richness, the wealth and the poverty is so extreme. I think they have one of the biggest wealth gaps in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
And you just feel it. Like it's weird. Like everyone lives behind security walls. When we were driving, they're like, all right, listen, they had like guns with them, and they're like, a lot of carjackings happen. You see people without shoes. Where we were staying was behind security walls. Every house has security walls, just constantly up.
Really?
Everyone lives in like their own little fortress, and
Is it like District 9?
it's crazy, dude. Yeah, and nobody goes downtown anymore, and it still has like a skyline. It still
Wait,
looks
do
nice.
you see the poverty?
You see the poverty, and the poverty is disturbing. It's not like poverty here.
What do you mean?
It's like no shoes. It's like no shoes,
right.
like mud, like, yeah. It's a poverty that you don't see here.
Yeah, at least here when you see homeless, they're like, oh,
They
you're
have
wearing, like,
phones or something.
Syracuse sweatpants. Where? Oh, did you go there? Did you find these?
Yeah, they have clothes
They
here.
have phones. They do have
They
phones.
have phones. They got like sneakers. Sometimes you'll see them in like $80 sneakers.
They're like
They're having
shoeless
burgers.
there. Yeah,
They'll go get a $1 burger at
See fat
McDonald's.
homeless guys, like,
Yeah.
what? And
Yeah.
they're like, well, I don't eat the healthiest food. You're like, but you eat a lot of it.
Yeah.
One burger a day wouldn't get you fat.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, it's
the
a
rest.
totally different level of poverty.
Damn. Was it? I mean, is it dangerous? Is it scary?
It's dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. It was a constant reminder of like when we drive, we gotta be careful for carjacking. And the guy who took us to dinner and did all this stuff, and he was like a soldier in like whatever that was that happened, and he was like telling us about stuff he did, and he's like, it's stuff that haunts me and I'm not proud of, and like. Yeah, like they just did bad things to the
What do you
natives
mean?
there.
Like what?
Like bad murder type of stuff and torture type of stuff, and it was like,
Whoa.
they were like in control.
Yeah.
And there was no like, it was just bad.
Yeah.
It was like we had that problem in America, and they had that problem like 15 years ago.
I heard an NPR story about this guy who was like liberal arts major, but after like 9/11, a lot of those fucking nerds signed up. So he was like enlisted, and then he was like guarding some like whatever, some like not hostage, but like some captive. And he was like, he was a bad guy, just so you know. It wasn't like a maybe. He was definitely a bad guy. And he goes, I had to stop all my friends from coming in and killing them, and I had to talk myself out of it. He goes, you just get this power, and you're like, they're right there, and you're just like, I just want to use it.
Yeah. Power is not good for anybody.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah.
And that was just.
Did they feel bad about it?
Yeah, he felt bad about it, and it was kind of just like he was in the army, and they just were doing all that segregation stuff, and they were just like killing and doing bad stuff to the native populations there.
What did he say about it? Did they not see him as people, or was it just like enemy?
Yeah, kind of stuff like that. Yeah, kind of stuff like that. I mean, he wasn't like the most progressive guy to talk to.
yeah. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, when did it stop? It wasn't that long ago.
When
right?
was it?
It wasn't that long ago. And I was there. So like, when did apartheid, South African apartheid? It's just crazy to go to a country. I guess it would feel like
1990.
Yeah, it's like 1990. So I was there
20
like
years after.
Like not even 20 years. Like 20 years after. It's like a little like 20 years after, or
I did a Copenhagen Comedy Festival with Bobby, and then we had an Icelandic guy who now like runs that whole fucking country. He's been doing comedy for like 8 months.
Yeah, he's got a
more
lockdown
now,
on
but
it.
instantly, like you said, money.
He's a
Instantly.
millionaire. Yeah.
And the South African guy, he goes, oh yeah, great, free everybody, make them all voters. I get that, but you have a bunch of non-readers that are voters. He goes, I know why the reason. None of us are proud of that, but you have a bunch of illiterate people voting. So who do they vote in? They fucking vote in the main good guy.
Yeah.
Right? What's his name? The big leader, Mandela.
Oh yeah,
Great.
Nelson Mandela. Yeah.
Then Mandela dies.
Yeah.
And they vote in a Zulu warrior with 10 wives and think you can cure AIDS with fucking a virgin.
Yeah.
He goes, we're fucked.
Yeah. And look, there's like, Mandela was like, said that whole thing, like we're just going to leave the past in the past and not do. But a lot of people, you know, the cops are black and the people live in the suburbs are white, and you can just feel, you can cut when you go there, or when I was there, you know, 20 years. Imagine being in America
after.
like in 1880,
Right after.
5.
Yeah. When did slavery end?
What was it? 1865, the end of the Civil War. So you're like there after the Civil War, like 1885, like in Mississippi. It just feels like that.
Wow.
But it's different because the blacks have the power because they have the majority, and a democracy, they elected in all like black. So it's just, and there's this tension. You can cut it with a knife. You can feel it wherever you go. We went to a casino. You could just feel it.
Were they all like intermingled?
They were all intermingled, like kind of, but you can, you know, it's more blacks. It's just a black country. It's like all blacks everywhere.
God, I don't see how there's any whites left.
I just want to be. You just want to like wear an American. That's the only time you want to wear an American flag. You know how people used to put the Canadian flag on their bags because everyone hated America so much. Like during the Bush administration, they're like, "I'm Canadian." That's when you want to like walking around like, "I got nothing to do with this."
Yeah.
Yeah, you just feel it, and you get the looks. You get the. It's just it's tense.
Damn.
And so we did a lot of fun stuff, and they took us. This is a funny story. So, and then I'll tell you about the show where I bombed, which was great. I mean, I bombed. I mean, they came in to see me. I mean, 1,000 Greeks in this theater. Ted Alexandro murders up top.
Oh, he's Greek?
No, Ted Alexandro's not even Greek.
Oh, Alexandro's not?
No, he's not.
Oh.
He's Italian. You know Ted, right?
Yeah. Ted's cool.
So he's up top. He's clean, kind of clean. And he's just a great comic.
Yeah,
and I'm
he's
like,
a great
while he was
comic.
up there, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking to bring Ted to start the show? He goes up, he murders. And then I was just not that great a comic at that point. I just wasn't that good. And so I go up. It was just all characters. And so I go up after him and I bomb. I just bomb in front of these people that brought me out. And then they did this intermission. And then thankfully I did the character, and the character did well. But anyway.
Yeah. So what did they have you do?
Yeah. So we went to this private reserve. So they have these private reserves. So the private reserve is just like a rich guy who's got all this land. And he just has these exotic animals, and he's got like a private staff that handles them.
Wait.
And there's like
A personal safari?
It's just a personal safari.
What?
No government, nothing. No
So they didn't
law.
get back any of their money. They just lost their free labor force.
They just lost their free labor forces, basically. Yeah, And you go and you look at these animals in the most intimate, dangerous ways.
Yeah.
So we go to this guy's private reserve.
Okay.
That they take us to.
You have pictures of stuff?
I can find them.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
have,
find them and send them to me.
And the story, I think I have the picture when the story gets good.
Okay. Okay.
So we go in there, and at the beginning, we go in there, and Ted has a phobia. He did not tell me or Jesse about it until afterwards. I'll just start the story saying Ted Alexandro has a phobia of animals. He has a big phobia of dogs. He has like a phobia, like some people are scared of heights.
Yeah.
He has a phobia, like bad. But he didn't want to tell us.
There's got to be strays everywhere there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's fucking hyenas there.
Oh, right.
There's like hyenas and fucking lions and fucking cheetahs and fucking. I mean, we don't want to worry about a dog, dude. There's fucking. We're in Africa.
No dogs.
Yeah. The dogs have been eaten. Yeah, some of the people get eaten.
Damn.
Yeah, they eat people. So we're going to see like the most dangerous predators on the planet. He's got this massive, like, debilitating phobia. But he didn't mention it because like he just didn't want to ruin our time. But he told us later that he was just freaking out, like the whole thing. He couldn't sleep. He had anxiety. He didn't want to go, but he didn't want to like ruin the time of us going to this private reserve. So we go there, and this is how fucking loose they were with like the regulations there. You get there and you got to sign this long like contract about like if you die, it's like your fault.
Yeah, okay.
You decided to come here and you're dead. And
We don't know
there
that.
are animals here that can get a little upset, and they can jump and kill you. So, and then you go through, and I swear to God, you're in a Jeep. You're just in a fucking Jeep with no fence, no anything, nothing. You're just it's like me and you in this chair, and they're driving through, and then they stop, and they're stopping by hyenas, and most of the hyenas are sleeping and whatever. They're not doing it, but they're like as close. They're as close as like that backpack, and they're just close as the camera. They're just right there. So if one hyena just like had rabies or something or whatever, like or whatever, they just jump at you.
What?
Then we stop at this lion, This male lion.
Right there too,
Dude,
Wait, why don't they attack you?
I wish
that's
Ted-
crazy. How do they let you do that?
This is what happened. So I don't even know why. I don't even
How
know.
do they let you do that?
I don't know.
What do you mean? It's there?
It's there, dude. And the seat is like we're sitting. I'm telling you.
Just like open like this.
Just open. I'm talking about like there's like a rail where you put your arm and then you're just.
It would be on.
He can jump in 1 second. He can just jump right in. And this is a private reserve. This isn't like a fucking docile zooed animal. There's a private reserve where they like, you know, it's not like one of those things where this is like a, you know, he's been in captivity for 20 years. He cuddles with some tiger lover or, you know those videos of some guys like, bro, he doesn't have a guy who knows the lion since he was a cub and they're like friends.
I love that where it's like this and the lion. I just want one of those like, fuck.
Yeah, and they got these like people working there. Like the guy that was driving wasn't even a good driver. It was nothing professional about it. They had no uniforms on. They were just people. And so we pull up to this lion. He's about like 5 feet from us. And they're like, don't worry. And I kind of asked, I was like, is this cool? Like, are we cool? It's like, we are. And he's like, no, don't worry. He's fine. He goes, he's used to the shape of the truck. Like it doesn't startle him, the truck.
Okay.
So he was like, don't worry, he's just used to it. It doesn't startle him. Well, you'd only have to be worried if like he wasn't used to it, but he's used to it. So we get there, we look at him, the lion goes, and we, to the point like where the driver was like, all right, this is a problem, and sped off. So that's how we like started. That's how the thing started. And then they told us a story about like they just lost one of the animals because one of the lions, they had the lions in one section, the cheetahs, the hyenas, and they're all separated by these fences, like these fucking makeshift fences, like that you'd see at like a basketball court, because they have to keep the predators separate from each other because they'll kill each other.
Right.
So the day before or 2 days before we got there, one of the lions was able to fucking rip through that fence and kill the cheetah. So they were like, yeah, it was like one of our, oldest cheetahs. And this lion just went through. So you can imagine Ted just hearing these fucking stories. We go past this lion like does like a thing like it's going to jump at us.
Chicken next to you?
And dude, the growl of a lion. Have you heard like an angry growl of a lion in person? The Animal Channel just doesn't do it justice when it's 3D and it's right there and there's the threat and you see the teeth. And you see the fucking psychopathy in the eyes of that type level of predator. It's something that like stays with you.
Damn.
It's just a dead like. It's just like I'm gonna eat you. Yeah, like I have no empathy, like nothing. Just kind of just fucking like a snake. And then so we drive off after that happens because he gets nervous.
Ted.
Yeah.
The dude.
The driver got nervous. We drive off, and then we get to this part where they have. They have these 2 lion sections. They got and you can go play with the lions, right? So they have the baby lions, which are like 2 or 3 months old, and then they had like the 6, 7, 8 month lions, which are like they look like size of like a big German Shepherd.
Yeah. And
they're not full grown yet, but they're about to like be where they will kill you. So we didn't know
like,
about.
Has this had puberty yet? Like,
yeah, they're like teenagers.
Yeah,
which
that's worse.
It's bad. Yeah. So me and Jesse, who were like thrilled by this, it was like, which one do you want to go to? Because we didn't know Ted is probably already shitting his pants at this point. So me and Jesse go, let's not go with the 2-3 month. We want to go fucking play with the 10, 11 month fucking lions. So Ted comes with us. He's not saying anything, but he's been quiet the whole time. And after this happened, now it makes sense that why he was quiet. But at the time, he's just being quiet. He's just enjoying it. He was just quiet. He was just oddly quiet. So he comes in with us. They make us sign another thing. And then they have this like yarn ball. And so like you can play with the lion, but you have this big ball like a cat, and you distract him with the thing. And he's playing with the ball with these fucking paws because they had the big paws. They just haven't grown into them yet.
Wow.
And they're clawing, and you see these knives, and they're clawing. And then me and Jesse would rub its belly and play with it, and we were taking pictures, and that's what we took pictures. And then we get on the guy who worked there was like, get on the ground and you can get on the ground with them. And you can distract him with the ball. So we're on the ground with the lions playing, right? And so Ted does it too. Ted gets like on the ground. He doesn't want to ruin the good time. He wants to be one of the boys. So he gets on the ground, and I guess the lions can like smell fear because they just go at him. Like 3 of them
At
just
Ted?
start going at Ted.
What do you mean going?
Like going at him. Like one jumped on him, and then another one went and bit his foot, started biting his foot, and then another one came. Like 3 of them at the same time, and they're playing. The way they play, like dogs
play. They bite at each other.
They're playing play kill. It's all play. It's all simulating kill. They start simulating a kill on fucking Ted Alexandro. This fucking 10-month lion. So 3 fucking 10-month lions, and they're not small. And I will find the picture so you can post it. So one starts biting his foot, and then another one comes. While the other one's on here, like jumped in. Another one comes here and fucking claws his chest. And then one's biting his foot, and he starts going, ow, 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 ow. And then he starts screaming in terror, like terror.
I can see him trying to hold it, like, okay, don't let on, don't let on.
He was like, ow, 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 ow. And he had a fucking claw mark.
No way.
On his chest. Like, it was like.
I mean, a dog will get you.
Yeah.
A puppy dog will slice you up.
Yeah, this thing sliced his chest.
What?
Yeah, it looked like Wolverine. He had a fight with Wolverine.
What do you mean they just let that happen?
They just let it happen. They just let it fucking happen. That's the type of place we were at. We were at a private reserve where, like, you just signed the contract, and his foot got bit. I mean, the lion bit through his sneaker.
What?
I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts. And then he's freaking out, right? Afterwards, he's freaking out. And then afterwards, like, we're laughing about it. We're laughing hard because I kept laughing at the way he went, ow, 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 ow. He was, ow, 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 and he just screamed. And then he goes, and then he told us, he's like, guys, I didn't want to tell you, but I have like a deep phobia of like dogs and animals. And we were like, what do you mean a phobia? And he's like, I can't even be around them. And I was like, well, why would
you go into a lion cage then?
Yeah. And he's like, I didn't want to ruin anyone's good time. I was like, dude,
he made it actually.
That's how good a guy he is. He was thinking about us over his own like death.
Oh my God! How did they get up? They just stopped. They just got bored of him.
So then when that happened, the guy ran over. So Ted was like, and when I mean Ted was screaming, I mean Ted was scared he was being eaten by lions.
I would have loved to have seen that.
At that moment, he thought he was being
I would
eaten.
have loved to have seen what you do know as the end.
Yeah, he thought that was happening. Like 3 lions were like on him. And that's what, and imagine you had that fear of animals and then that's happening. He was like, so he was screaming like that. So the guy was like he ran over and he pulled the lions off and distracted him. And Ted got up and he was like, oh my God. And then he lifted his shirt. He's like, oh my God.
He's all bloody.
His shoe. He had a fucking hole in his shoe. I think I remember he was wearing like Adidas Campus, like suede, and the animal probably was like, yo, it's made out of leather. This is a little animal.
That's so funny.
And yeah, so Ted Alexandro almost got eaten by lions, 10 months old.
What else? What else did you get into? What were the bathrooms like there?
It was.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else is just pretty. It's like an American city, where the city's kind of gotten bad, so everyone lives in the suburbs who has any bit of money.
And how were those people were rich?
There's rich that live in the suburbs.
Where'd you stay?
We stayed in the rich area. We stayed in the burbs because nobody who has any money goes to the city anymore.
Doesn't even try.
No. I mean, I don't know if you can look it up, but the wealth disparity in Johannesburg is disturbing. I know it's one of the most. It's something that you can read on paper and like say, oh, that's the wealth disparity. But then when you're there, you can feel it. You can feel it.
Johannesburg, South Africa is one of the most unequal cities in the world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The top 10% of South Africans own 86% of the country's wealth.
Crazy.
While the top 0.1% own a third of it.
It's crazy.
The top 0.01% of those, so 10% of those own 15% of all the wealth, which is more than the bottom 90%. Oh.
Yeah, the typical black household in South Africa owns 5% of the wealth of a typical white household. 5%. That's 4% away from zero.
20 times your salary.
It's crazy, dude. It
goes to a typical white household.
Yeah. and then
Wow.
these people were, brutalized.
They don't spend money, right?
They were brutalized
how
by
are
these
there
white
any
people.
whites left alive?
I don't know.
When
I
Chappelle
don't
said
know.
that thing about chicks calming down because look what Africa did,
Yeah.
South Africa did, it was like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, like I would
crazy.
kill every white there.
All you needed was one to start, and you could tell the rest, like, finally, let's go.
I mean, I think it's happened a little bit. I think there's been some of that's happened, and I think it's a constant.
Economy doesn't generate enough jobs. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a constant problem there, where like whites are getting attacked or whatever, and you just feel it. I'm telling you, when I went there, it was like the only other place that I felt like the problem like that was I went to Montenegro. One of my best friends is Montenegrin, which is in the old Yugoslavia.
Oh, okay.
Montenegro should be
Macedonia?
no,
Montenegro, right there.
Montenegro, right there.
Mont.
So yeah, it's by Serbia, right? And they're the second tallest people in the world, by the way.
Montenegro.
Yeah, behind like.
Ooh,
well, I think maybe.
Sorry, maybe put an edit in there if I need it.
What for what?
Whatever.
Well, oh, you called it Montenegro? Yeah, you got to really slow it down.
Yeah, really slow it down.
It's like when
Montenegro.
when you're in Kansas City and you want to go to the Negro.
I can't believe that guy lost his job.
Negro.
I could see it either way. I could see him either just said it fast and it came out a little sounding wrong, or I could see him saying it either way. He was like, "What? Oh no." If I say Yannis Pappas, I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry,"
Yeah.
but I'm like, I'll still continue in society,
Right.
with a Yannis.
Right. But if you go fast on that word, yeah, you got to really slow it down on that word.
I would say, guys, if you're out there listening, best not even to visit that Hall of Fame.
Don't even tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone about it.
Yeah. And if you do, just go, I'm going to a baseball museum. Just leave the word out. Just go, I'm going to the baseball museum.
Really, I don't see race, so it's really just an old-timey baseball museum.
That was one of the funniest things, though, that baseball. Yeah. We went over to the...
He was trying to give it up for them, too. He really was trying to prop them. Give them their flowers, as Akash would say.
Yeah, but it's so close. That's the problem. Negro,
close.
it's so... Montenegro.
Yeah.
So I was there in 99 when we were bombing them, when Clinton was bombing that area, and you could feel at that point there's like no Americans who were going over there, and it was funny because it was me and my friend Todd, who I played basketball. Todd, who's black, and there's no black. So this was before the internet, dude. So this is 99. So they never seen a black person. So everywhere we walked in Montenegro, they were just going, Michael Jordan. And they all wanted to take pictures with him because they just never seen a black person.
You want to test if their cameras could take both of them in one shot.
Remember
that where you couldn't have a picture with your black friend?
Yeah, they'd never seen a black person. They had never seen a black person in person in their entire life, and all they knew was Michael Jordan.
My aunt said in the suburbs of Munich, 40 years ago, like if a GI was there and was walking, they'd come out of their homes and stare. They'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
it's like.
It's weird.
Like they knew of their existence, but to see one, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, it must feel weird. It must have felt weird for him because it kind of made him feel like a celebrity, but it was also kind of isolating because you're in a country full of like these big, tall, Eastern Europeans, and they're just like looking at you all the time.
I think right next to, I had this long-standing theory that Italians are the worst of the whites.
Italians are the worst of the whites.
And I'll justify it as much as you need me to.
No, I don't disagree.
But
I would say if you were a Jew, you'd probably say you'd maybe want to go German.
No, yeah, I understand that.
You have a problem with that?
Small slip up.
Yeah,
one-time slip up. It's not there normal.
Okay, you forget.
It's not there all the time.
Everyone makes mistakes,
and it's not there now.
Right. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, everyone makes mistakes, so they don't stand by that.
Right.
Italians. They glorify Sopranos and the worst of them, the most violent. Yeah. They all pretend to be of the mafia.
Right.
They give nothing to society except wife beating. They're not classy in any way. They value all things that society does not value. But recently, I've been made aware, and I have to. Albanians might be the worst of the whites. I just didn't grow up with them.
Yeah. Okay.
Could be Albanians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Greeks. Yeah. There's a lot of Albanians in Greek. A lot of Albanians in Greece.
Yeah.
Okay, they work there. Yeah, and yeah.
Loved. Okay, let's get back to.
They're great. No, I don't. I'm not. I don't live over there. The stereotype is they do crime there and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that. That's the
yeah.
stereotype. I don't know. I love Albanians.
Yeah.
I love Albanians. Yeah. I remember when they came to New York, like the Albanian immigrants came to New York, and like everyone was just scared of Albanians. Everyone was just fucking. There was like Albanian gangs, and everyone was like, "Dude, don't do that. This guy, the kid's friends with Albanians." And you're like, "All right, I'm just fucking keeping away from this."
Yeah, they seem like a type to like
They're like crazy whites.
lose an arm and keep going.
Yeah, they're just crazy whites.
The worst of the whites.
I don't want to say that.
No, I know you don't want to say it. But as someone who has survived black rage, I could survive Albanian rage.
Yeah, you really have survived a lot of ethnic group rages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, you're right.
Yeah.
Latino rage,
Yeah.
black rage.
You've saved it. Yeah. You got to. How about Germans? Why don't you call it Germans? They did stuff. You forgive them.
Yeah, I forgive them.
You just forgive them, which is very Christ-like of you, which is ironic.
They moved on. Here's why.
Very Christ-like. You turn the other cheek.
Yeah, the drugs in Germany have enriched my lives. Totally enriched my life.
Yeah.
I've had some of the best times I've ever had in Germany.
And also now it's like probably the safest place for Jews, right? It's
You
like
see that interview with that guy?
No.
Going it was a man on the street, young kids interviewing people, and some old man. They're like, "So, any tips for life?" He goes, "Yeah, I like to travel the day after a terrorist attack. I go to these places." And they're like, "What?" He goes, "Listen, security's at its highest. Who's gonna do 2 terrorist attacks in 2 days?
That's a good point.
You probably have the most time until a terrorist attack."
Good point. I never thought of
He
that.
goes, "You get deals on travel stuff. Nobody's there. No crowds at the beaches."
That's an actually really good point. Yeah. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Like
everyone-
September
Austrians like,
12th was probably the best time to
New
come to
York.
America.
We'll let the dust settle, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe September 13th, you're going to get a really cheap ticket.
My friend had an apartment down there. They go, we're paying for 70% of your rent for a year, and then 50% after that.
Yeah, yeah.
So he lived down there.
Yeah, it was a great time to get a deal for sure. Wasn't a great time if you were in the building, but if you lived in the area, great
time.
Great time. FEMA paid your rent.
Oof.
Yeah. I did that. I worked. I did 9/11 disaster relief.
Honestly.
And yeah, they got their rent paid for 18 months with the mortgage rental assistance program.
What?
Yeah.
I think the whole neighborhood's been rejuvenated. There was no reason to go down there until now.
Well, Bobby Kelly, who you were just in Cuba with, he did my podcast once, and he had the funniest conspiracy theory. He said they did it just for the renovation.
Wow.
He was like, it was a conspiracy. They did it just
Follow the money train.
They just didn't like the way it looked, and he was just like, it was just
Let's
a
do a demo.
renovation. Yeah, it was just a demo. So they called it like ISIS construction, and they just wanted to just didn't look good.
Okay, wait. Let's go back. What else did you get into there?
We did the
Would you have local foods?
We had local foods. We at the restaurant, so they took us to like a traditional like African so the tribes there, like the Zulu Nation is like the big tribe there, and they have like political power
and they're bigger than a Tribe Called Quest?
they're bigger than a Tribe Called Quest, which was shocking to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're bigger than
Wow.
And Tribe Called Quest was one of the biggest tribes and the only
I mean,
tribe that
one
I've
of the
ever
biggest
come in
ones
contact.
here. Yeah, exactly.
It's the only tribe I've ever known.
Yeah.
There are no tribes around us.
No.
But yeah, the Zulu
Member of
Zulu
the tribe, but what tribe?
Yeah, and they would at the restaurant they would come by with their like traditional African drums and stuff, and they would like perform for you, and then you.
That must have felt. I know they weren't slaves before, but that must have felt
Exactly.
borderline.
The whole thing felt borderline. We in the place we were staying, the maid was black, and she was wearing like a outfit, like an outfit with like a white. It just was like. Dude, this is like America in the 1930s or 20s. Like they're behind. That's where they are. And you're just not, you don't want to be a part of it. You're just like, I don't want to be white here right now.
Damn. It must be weird too, because to them, they're like, this is the freest it's ever been.
Yeah, this is great.
And you're like, this is so unfree.
I'm like, are you all right? I actually was like, wanted to be like, you want me to get you out of here? Like I wanted to pull her aside and be like, you want me to? And she'd probably be like, no, it's actually like, great, I'm getting a paycheck or something.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, but like the outfit was weird. It bugged all three of us out. Like the outfit and just sort of, she lived there. She was like a living maid
at a hotel,
and it was like a
or at this guy's place.
It was like a bed and breakfast type of residential hotel, but it was like a bed and breakfast. So it was like residential. In a residential area, so it didn't feel like a hotel.
Yeah, that's how me and Bobby stayed in Cuba.
Yeah, but she didn't feel she was the maid because I think it was owned by the woman, and then she rented out certain things.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, and she was that woman's maid. Wow. Yeah, like the owner, and we met the owner, and like we would have breakfast at her house, and like was just it was like a slave maid.
Damn.
It was really
That's
bugged
so
out.
fucking weird.
Yeah, and the Zulus, when they come and perform, and
it's not like you can do anything about it. You can't be indignant and be like, I'm stopping this.
no, and no,
Right? No
I
way.
I did not like it. I can see other people going like, maybe I could see how it could corrupt people, like that type of wealth inequality, and people will like it, but that's not me. I was like, I don't like this.
I can see how colonization would be good if you're on the colonizer side.
That
as long as you
side-
don't let any of it in.
Yeah.
That's the side you want to be on.
Yeah, that's the side you really want to be on.
Morally wrong,
You want to be on the morally
luxuriously
wrong one.
right.
Yeah, you want to be want to be on the side that's morally wrong in that situation.
There's access to unlimited showers.
Yeah, I mean, being morally right, what does it fucking get you?
What does it get
What
ya?
does it get you? What does it get you? Like,
End of the day, what do you get?
what do you get from like being into justice and fairness? Like, what do you get?
Legitimately.
Yeah, you get like one moment where finally, after the bad people have been caking off for centuries, you get like, finally we passed some bill and this is over after all this carnage and all this exploitation.
But then, by then, some new thing is going to be, and you're going to be evil.
And
Wait,
then-
you ate animals?
Yeah.
You ate living animals?
Yeah.
That's the one. They're coming for everybody
They're
on
coming
that.
for everybody. They
It
are.
might be 25 more years, but they're coming for everybody
Yeah.
on that. Like, no, I've been a vegetarian since I was in high school. Yeah. And before high school?
And before high school.
And have you
what'd do?
publicly apologized for that?
Yeah. Are you a vegetarian still?
No.
No,
I ate meat right before you got here.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
straight salami.
All right.
With
I didn't know if
nothing
you were
on it.
doing first person, if it was an example.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but they're coming for me too on that.
They're coming for you for a
it'll be
lot of other
something.
things.
Yeah, they are.
They're coming for you for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, college loans for one.
Yeah.
Who's Aaron Shaffir?
That would be. Do you have you not paid your college loans?
I pay whatever I got to pay.
That's hilarious.
Cut this. Shut up, narc.
Yeah, you know. That's great. You got rich and you're still fucking up paying college loans.
Dude, I just stopped unemployment literally 3 years ago.
I'm telling you, you Jews are sneaky.
I'm that guy with the fucking Riddler outfit. Like, let me show you what money you can get.
Yeah.
Some of these are no interest loans.
So it's like free money. Yeah.
Take it out of my cold dead hands.
Yeah, but you don't feel like you just want to get rid of it to not deal with the pressure?
Oh boy.
You are fulfilling a Jewish stereotype
Yeah,
right now.
what pressure do you think I live under?
Yeah, that's true. You don't have kids or anything like that.
No.
So you welcome it. You're like, yeah, bring that fucking loan check.
When they told me SAG, the dues didn't accrue if you were late, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I will wait until I work on another shoot and they say, hey, you haven't paid your dues in 3 years, you got to pay them. I'm like, no, I will pay them.
Yeah. You know what? I felt a little bit of that. Sometimes you got to do it.
Yeah.
So I went to the hospital in San Diego, and I went to the hospital in Providence, 2 liberal states. And they both send me ambulance bills. And I just live in New York. I just take the bills and rip them up and go, what are you going to do?
My buddy used to go, he used to live here from Pittsburgh, I think. And this is my father's friend. So when he was in college, they'd be like, anyone got a ticket in New York, you put it on David's car. Because they're like, they have no way of finding someone from Pennsylvania.
Right.
So just put it on his car. If he has a ticket, take it off his car, put it on your car so they don't ticket you again.
That is a great scam. That's a
Yeah.
great loophole. Yeah.
Let's go back to Joburg.
Yeah. So yeah, we went to the Zulu restaurant, and the food was like they give it to you like on like the bone, like it's like they're just giving you half the animal. So you just fucking put the animal
Did you do
down.
anything weird? Like lion or some shit?
No, we ate steaks. It was all steak. We didn't. I ate. The only weird thing I ate was in Norway. I ate whale.
I've eaten that.
Yeah.
Whale burger.
I had a whale, like whale carpaccio.
Oh, nice.
It was like raw whale. Tasted like it was tasted
Good.
great.
Yeah.
But you feel really guilty about it.
You do feel guilty, but it's not endangered there.
I guess not.
So like, no, here it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Are
it.
we sure it's not in danger there? Or?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't make sense as it's out of my mouth. Because
Yeah.
isn't it world endangered?
Kind of thing, yeah.
But I don't know. They eat them there. Maybe
They
they're
do
allowed to
do
get
it.
a couple.
It's big business over there. It's big business. Like whalers. Like I have a friend from Norway whose dad is like a whaler.
We were telling there's migrants that came here. We had to like.
You were
educate-
telling them, get out of here. Get out of here.
We had to no.
There's a new sheriff in town. Run for the
Dude,
border.
the government was doing nothing. All the parks around my neighborhood was like, let's meet and figure out what we're gonna do. They're not gonna do shit. We gotta handle it, or it won't get handled. So they don't know about trash cans where they're from.
Yeah.
So like someone's got to learn fucking French or whatever language they speak and tell them about trash cans because they just chuck.
Yeah.
And the opposite is like if I'm eating an orange and I'm in the woods, part of me feels bad to throw the peels, but it's like it's biodegradable. But I still, being in the city, like I can't do this.
Yeah. It's like in
It
Miami.
felt wrong to eat Norwegian whale.
Yeah, I felt a little bad, but it was delicious. Yeah, it's like the same thing in Miami when everyone's from another country, and that's why there's a car accident every single day.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have the same like driving laws that we have. So like they just don't put their blinkers on. They just go over 4 lanes, and then there's like a fucking helicopter. When I lived in Miami, every day there was an accident on the highway that I was going to and from work every single day. And sometimes you'd see them happening. And it's just because some guy from Venezuela like
Sorry, Papa.
Yeah, they're just from other countries, and they're different countries driving next to other countries. And like, well, in my country, you can fucking drive.
Dude, I was in
with
Montauk
no
and I turned my signal on, and a motorcycle driver came and was like, "Turn your fucking blinker on!" I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I wasn't even like I thought I fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. Here, it's like you got to put your blinker on. You got to go. There's a speed limit here. You know, people break it, but like we have laws. Some countries just like don't have laws. Like Albania. No.
What were the chicks like in South Africa? Did you
Dude,
just go to Johannesburg, or did you go anywhere else?
Just Johannesburg.
Okay.
Because I heard Cape Town is a totally different. Everyone says Cape Town is great. I've never been to Cape Town.
Honestly, down there, you can't say it's a different animal. You just got to say it's a different vibe of city.
It's a different vibe of city.
Yeah. But
Well, what's the difference between different animal, different vibe of city?
once you bring in,
You don't like animals.
I'd say once you bring in any sort of ethnic people,
Yeah.
you just can't use that terminology.
Right.
Right.
Okay, yeah. It was a different. It was a different. It was a different vibe.
Yeah, that's
different
what you
vibe is what people say.
Wait, what were the chicks like?
The chicks are gorgeous. The black chicks in South Africa are gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. Nubian. Just
Is
gorgeous.
it like that milky black?
It's
like that dark but
dark
smooth?
black but smooth and just like gorgeous, like really unbelievably gorgeous. Yeah, and the whites not so much.
The whites not so
No,
much?
not so much.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
like this, right?
Yeah, they're just beautiful, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just that's what you see. They're really beautiful.
Damn. Look, this chick's pregnant and hot.
Yeah, I mean, they're just beautiful.
Well, the
Really,
belly's not
really
great.
beautiful. And yeah, the whites. I mean, the whites there are all like descendants of like the most brutal Dutch settlers. Those people were so like
yeah, they're Dutch, right?
Yeah, they're-
Is that what they spoke?
they speak Afrikaner or the Boers, I think they're called, and those are the Dutch settlers, and they have their own like language.
Who was that metal group with that little weird kid they had for a while?
Die Antwerp.
Yeah. Were they South African?
They were South
Were
African.
they
but
Afrikaner?
They were Afrikaner, but that was the guy and the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that little kid with them.
Yeah.
That probably died or something.
Yeah, he was like had a weird disease or something like that.
Yeah, I think he broke off from Kid Rock's group, joined them for a while.
No, I think it's a different disabled kid.
Agree to disagree, but
Okay, because I think that kid died. Yeah, that kid died. Yeah, is it Die Antwerp you're talking about?
Diane Word.
Yeah, Diane Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ninja.
Wait, could you hook up with any of them?
I mean,
Were you?
could.
Were you?
I mean, it's legal.
Were you matched
Yeah.
up at that time?
I don't. Maybe it's frowned upon by some people. I don't know, but
Wait, was interracial wrong there?
dude, it was apartheid. Yeah, it was
I
like
think 20 years later, so they hadn't.
it was
There must
apartheid.
be some freaks
like, you
though.
couldn't even go. Yeah, like you couldn't interact.
You think there was any like cutting edge? Like you remember like stories of the Cotton Club here,
Yeah.
where like Batman's parents got killed, where it's
Yeah.
like some people were intermingling.
Got to for sure.
There must have been that
Must
there,
have been,
right?
maybe, yeah,
The
like-
arts.
Must have made the sex so much hotter, just like knowing that it was like it was very illegal.
Could you? Were there hookers? Wait, were you with your chick then or not?
At that time I think I was with Jessie Mae Peluso. I think we were dating.
Oh,
yeah, I think at that
yeah.
point. So that must have been 2010. I had a girlfriend there. I didn't hook up with anybody.
You did not.
I did not hook up with anybody. No. And we were with these Greeks the whole time. They were showing us around. So they took us to a casino and they took us to restaurants.
Wow.
And we went
one
to
of
like
the fucking smoothest skinned people in
But
the
we
world
would-
and one of the hairiest people in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, between us it was a normal amount of hair.
I forgot you had Jessie Mae.
Yeah, I think I was with Jessie Mae at this time.
That's
I
not a
believe
chick
so.
to cheat on, by the way. That's
No.
a cut you girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially back then. I don't know if she's calmed down, but that's a cut you girl.
Yeah, I mean, we broke up. So you know how much puss I passed on when I was with her.
God, that sucks. You do your mental like,
Dude,
I should have done that one. Should have done that one.
It sucks more than you know. So I was with her. It sucks more than you know. I was with Jessie Mae from. It sucks way more than you know. I was with her. Maurisa, the character Maurisa, took off in 2011, right?
Yeah.
So I was with Jessie Mae. The whole couple first years,
Yeah.
we would do these shows, and it was the hottest fucking Puerto Rican and Latin women that you've ever seen in your life, and they were all over me.
What?
Taking pictures, fucking loving me, and I didn't cheat on her once. Not once. Not fucking once. I was so in love with that girl.
Wow.
And it was
Yeah, they must have been all over you.
it was all over me, and it was for a couple of years, and it was a specific demographic that loved that character, and they were the hottest chicks that you've
Damn.
ever seen in your fucking life. And they would hit on me in front of their boyfriends. They'd take pictures, and they'd kiss me on the cheek.
Because they're kissing a character?
No, they take pictures with me but they just loved me for the character. It was like bananas.
Wow.
Like when that character came out, and she would come out there and go, ah, and I was just with Jessie May. I'd have Jessie
She
May
owes
on
you
the
like three current blowjobs for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think some retroactive
like three,
ones.
like
Yeah.
every year and a half or so.
Yeah, she owes me.
Yeah.
She fucking owes me. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Make
hope
good
my
points.
wife never finds this in my algorithm.
Wait, hang on. I'm trying to set up. Switch seats with me.
Okay.
Tell me what you think of this seat. That was the original. I'm trying these chairs now. I had them on the outside and I had them there. What do you think's better?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you feel better in? Because I got another one of these chairs. I got another one of those chairs.
I love that chair.
You like this?
Yeah.
This I'm just put in. I think this is better.
I think that's better. Yeah, yeah. This is good too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using that every episode.
Yeah.
This is the first time here.
Why did anyone complain about the chairs?
No, I had these, and I'm like, I should switch them in. Plus, I can attach these to this and get rid of this shit.
Yeah.
Or do something. I don't know.
I mean, it feels good to me. I mean, they both feel good,
I
but
know,
that's a
what do you
nicer
prefer?
chair.
You like this?
Yeah, I think it's a nicer chair. It's a more sleek chair. It looks more like a Scandinavian airport kind of waiting area chair.
Yeah, right.
This kind of looks like you got it.
Well, I went for like lounge, but
Are you going for like cigar lounge?
cigar lounge, yeah.
Yeah.
And now let me ask you a question too.
Yeah.
What's better, that or this, full facing each other? But you would too.
This is more like we're playing a game show.
This is
Yeah,
right.
this is
Yeah,
a little. Yeah, it's a little too adversarial. Yeah, plus you want to cheat out to the people a little bit. Yeah.
Bert has couch, so he does straight, but it's two couches, so you can really lie however you want.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm fucking with it.
Yeah, no, this is good. Yeah, but South African women were absolutely
Damn.
incredible. Absolutely incredible.
What do you wish you had done there that you didn't do?
Fucked a South African girl.
Okay,
Yeah,
great,
I wish I
great.
would have fucked a South
Yeah.
African girl. I wish I
Great.
would have fucked a native South African girl, and it would have been great. And then I would have fucking moved to South Africa and raised
most beautiful
little
baby.
Trevor Noahs.
You ever hear Ian Edwards' bit about whatever half and half people?
Yeah,
You could be the ugliest father and the ugliest mother, but if they're both different,
yeah, something about
yeah,
that.
he goes, "You're telling me your mother is Oprah Winfrey, your father is Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and you are a dime."
Yeah. Something about the mix.
Yeah, the mix.
Because that's something you guys.
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah, your people just are not big on that.
No, we
Neither
don't
are
mix.
mine.
God.
No, like
And so it's kind of grody.
you got to mix up the gene pool.
Otherwise, you get hot between like 16 and 28.
Yeah,
Is like their whole hotness level.
yeah,
And then it's just done hard, fast.
yeah. I mean, this is like, look how close my eyes are together.
Wrong.
This
They're
is-
wrong close.
Yeah, it looks like gravity's pulling them into my nose.
You look like Milhouse took out his glasses.
I look like a cyclops. Yeah.
Wow.
I look like a
Wow.
blind stand-in for John Stamos. That's what you need to separate the gene pool. You need
Yeah.
people need to, and it's also good for the immune system. That's why it's great people are traveling and everything.
Yeah.
Because scientists say the farther away from your gene pool that you marry, the healthier immune system the kid has. So I should have fucking fucked a black chick in South Africa, moved there, broke up with Jessie May, and we would have had like a.
Jessie May was Italian, right?
Jessie May's like Italian and Irish.
That's pretty.
Syracuse girl.
Okay. Well, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Italian and Greek.
Yeah.
And Irish. Well, that's pretty far off.
Yeah. South Africa's wild too because it's like, it's like
nowhere.
it's down here and it's like cool, and then you go up like you just imagine like just neighboring all these countries that just. I mean, I bet you the Democratic Republic of Congo is a place that is just kind of it's a little dangerous.
A little dangerous.
It's a little
the ones that
dangerous.
don't touch any, they have. Look how much coastline they have. Boop.
Yeah.
Just like a little beep, 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 just right at the very, very edge.
Just right there.
Yeah.
Right
And
there.
then
Little
is that
strip.
the Nile? No. Oh yeah.
No, the Nile, dude. So
Wait, and then White Nile. Does it keep going?
the Blue Nile. There's the Nile.
The fuck's Blue Nile, White Nile?
This is the Nile River. The Nile's not a river in Egypt. This is where civilization and everything, right?
Here's where I feel
The
worse
Euphrates and the Tigris. This is where we all started, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
I feel bad for Lesotho. They're just inside South Africa.
Never even heard of Lesotho. Also, can we maybe do something with that name?
Yeah, change up Niger.
Yeah, can we do something with Niger?
Change that up.
Yeah, change that up.
Change that up. We're all trying our best here, but
Yeah.
like, you got to give me a hand up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll go to the workout, but like, unlock the gym.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe that country is still called Niger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
Yeah. It's really too close.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really fun.
Oh,
What?
bro. Okay, sorry.
What happened?
I've been trying to fucking remember this for 6 years. 7 years. Bro, I'm carrying this.
Can you believe how big Russia is? And me and Ari were both saying that we cannot believe how big Kazakhstan is. Imagine being that big and just like not being a place anyone wants to go. Like, it's kind of a waste of land. What's
This
this?
is your wedding present. Had it for so fucking
Are
long.
you serious?
Yeah. I've had it for so fucking long. It was like I was going to give it to you, and then
This
like
is
I
hilarious.
didn't. And then COVID.
This is so.
I've moved with that thing 3 fucking times.
This should be in a museum. I mean, it's 5-6 years. What is it? It's funny. So this is from that long ago, or did you just do this now?
No, shortly. I mean, a month or two after. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe right afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got to get him something.
Oh my God. All right. So
I don't have a full memory of what it is, to be honest. I don't have. I was just like every time I moved, like, what is this? I'm like, fucking Yannis.
let's see. Okay. May your love be eternal. And it's nice. It's a guy.
Okay.
You don't remember?
I do remember that.
Dear Giannis, I have very little respect for your comedy.
That's not what it says. No fucking
I'm
way.
not that big of a fan. I've heard. Let me read it, dude.
No way.
Some
All right.
people say good things. Some people say bad. I agree with the people who say bad.
Oh.
I'm also not really a fan of your ethnic group or your people. I'm currently trying to
That
think
part might be true.
of a video that I can do that could really disparage them because I'd really like to get those diner monkeys angry at me.
You know why I never did an Amazing Race about Greeks?
What?
Because who gives a fuck about Greeks?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
What did it say? Actually?
You're never going to make it in this business, and your eyes are too close together, you fat, ugly Greek slob. I only came to this wedding because I wanted to fucking hang out with some of the other cool people
How
here.
small did I write?
You wrote very small. Yeah. Thank God Soder and Vecchione were here so I had someone to talk to while I went through this goddamn Greek wedding where you
What
did
a
your
fun time it was.
strange dances and you guys all smell.
What a fun time it was.
Here is a box full of fucking Axe body spray to spray you Greeks away. No, he says, I'm so happy for you guys. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. Such a beautiful night.
You
Love Ari on the other side. Yeah. Love Ari. Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know what,
I remember you had your arm was in a sling. You had a
from skiing, probably.
skiing, yeah.
I remember
Should I
Manolis
open
sat
this
next to. If you want, yeah.
How funny was Noah's coming like he was retarded? I mean, he's so close to being.
He's so close to retarded.
close to being like he got nicked a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's pretty much on the same scale, but different than Shane. But like Shane has the look. Manolis has the feel.
Manoah's got.
But he said
He came in like a Big Lebowski
he
suit.
goes to Nate. Nate was just starting to maybe do small theaters or something. I forget back then where he was. And he goes, hey, Manolis sitting here, Nate was sitting here. And Manolis goes, hey, wait, you're Nate Bargatze? After 30, 40, an hour sitting there. And he goes, yeah. He goes, do my friends all say you're one of the most prolific comedians working today?
He's
And Nate goes like, oh, cool, thanks. He
what
goes,
do you do with
and,
that?
And he goes, well, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's prolific mean? Nate hated him. I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
You know, Nate probably said. Nate was probably. I don't know. Man.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, I actually don't know
I was
either,
hoping
man.
you'd tell me.
I never do. I don't know. Manolis had white sports socks on.
Oh my God.
And like real thrift store like Sperry topsiders. It was a black tie event. And then we took him on the bus. We took him on the fucking wedding party.
Oh wow, really?
Shuttle.
God, it was
because
a black tie event.
He was like, he had no way to get from the wedding to the thing. He was just like, "Can I come with you guys?" So it was like the wedding party and Manolis.
What a beautiful fucking wedding that
and
was.
I already had my special needs brother there, and then I had to watch two. Can I open this on the
Yeah,
pod?
yeah, I do remember what it is now.
Okay, let's open this.
I've had it for so fucking long.
You could tell the wrapping paper is like old. Yeah.
Sorry.
This is
COVID
great.
hit, and then when I moved, I went to Ecuador.
That's true. Yeah, you've been out of the countries. I mean, you haven't gotten any venereal diseases from those things?
You would think I might be immune
Yeah.
because you would think.
You would think you got something. All right, so it's in an Amazon box.
Let me get you a fucking.
Fragile. I mean, it's going to be fucking great. Here we go.
Where the fuck are those scissors?
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, here we go.
My bad. My
Thank
bad.
you, by the way. This is great.
You're welcome. Thanks
Yeah.
for inviting me. What a fun time it was.
Yeah.
We all watched the UFC one night. I remember one of the rooms.
Yeah.
Not one night. That night.
Yeah.
Sal, DeStefano came to join us.
Do you think this is the first time someone's got a wedding gift 6 years after the wedding?
How long? It's been 6 years.
On the podcast? Yeah. It was 6
Damn,
years
bro.
ago.
That is, I would say, outside of the proper amount of time. I think you have up to a year. Even 1 year is like, come on,
Yeah.
get it there. Bring it to the wedding.
I would have never even known. I would have never even remembered. I would have never known. But this is nice. This is very thoughtful that you did that.
You're welcome. Well,
Yeah.
by the way, while you're opening it, do you have any travel tips in general?
Travel tips?
Yeah.
Yeah, just stay away from a few countries. I don't want to get this shit all over the place.
Go for it. It doesn't matter. I'm the maid here.
Okay. The fuck is this?
Oh my god.
It has our names on it. Did you make this?
I sure did, buddy.
You did?
Yeah, I made it for you guys.
That's really thoughtful. This is like so this is like you went and did an arts and crafts thing?
Yeah.
This is hilarious. You actually spent time on this gift.
Spent a lot of time. I'm not an arts or a craft. My whole art is jokes about penises.
Wait, you're one of the most fascinating fucking guys I know. So let me get this straight.
Yeah?
Were you taking a class already, or did you take a class specifically to make us a wedding gift?
I took a class and said, what am I going to do with this class? And I go, oh, I know. I'll make a gift for... It wasn't like, I got to get him something. I'll take a class for this. But they had these classes, and it was like, oh, great, I'll do that. I'll make them a present for this.
And you bubble wrapped it?
Yeah, I might have gotten help with the bubble wrapping.
You really? This is like
Bubble wrap is
opening something
excessive.
from the Titanic. Holy shit, with the Greek flag in it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Great flag.
Dude, this is beautiful. Look at this. This is so nice.
It's like a
This is
serving.
my
it's a
favorite
serving,
wedding gift.
It's a serving piece.
And you didn't even remember it because you could have told me you have a gift for me like over any of these years. You
Well, I was
could
going to give it to you. I kept forgetting. And then I move, and then it got, you know how stuff gets in the back of the closet?
Yeah.
And then you're like, ah, fuck, I haven't seen that thing in a year.
Holy shit. True love forever.
Thank God you guys are together still.
I know, right?
If you're like, Ari, actually, we've been talking.
Yeah, you'd have to find another friend named Yannis. And then just be like, pretend you're.
Yeah, I put the flag in there.
Yeah.
Did I painted it?
This is, I mean, you took time. This is actually, I think, the most special gift we got because this comes from the heart. You made it. You put time into this. I am going to cherish this forever.
You know when they say like this was the first battle of the World War II?
Yeah.
They say something, or this is the last, but Turkey was the last war of World War II. Yeah. This is the final. Your wedding is officially over now.
Now it's officially over. This is nuts. I love the flag in the bottom.
You're Greek.
Yeah, we're Greeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's crazy. Love Ari on the bottom. You remember that part?
Oh, now you know.
That is, you are an interesting guy.
Congratulations on your wedding,
Thank
buddy.
you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
I
happy
always
for you.
really liked you, so I invited you because we don't hang out all the
No,
time.
it was a last minute invite. That's kind of the first time we really hung out was at your wedding.
Yeah, but we'd spent some time,
Yeah.
and I just, not too much though.
No, not too much.
No, and I was just like, I really just always enjoyed you.
Thanks,
Yeah, I
same.
just think you're a
Yeah,
great
same.
guy. So yeah, I mean, you know.
I call them the normal people of comedy.
Huh?
You're like, oh, he's normal. He's normal.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
people get it. We're
Yeah,
all
just
cool.
kind of, yeah. I always liked you. So thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And thank you for giving me a
It
gift. It was a
fucking
fun wedding,
great.
right?
It was so great.
Yeah, it was
What was that place called? Can you tell me?
It was called the Ohika Castle.
It was like the Luxembourg Gardens in Paris.
It has an interesting story, and you should know about it because it's a very cool thing for your people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know about the history of it?
No.
The guy's name was Otto Kahn, who owned it, and he
Okay.
was this rich dude, and he was very rich, and they wouldn't let him into the country clubs because he was Jewish. So he said, "Fuck you," and he built like the biggest mansion on Long Island and his own fucking golf course.
That's what
And
we
it was
did.
like, fuck.
That's what we
yeah.
did. We're like, that sucked.
Yeah.
Let's feel it for a day.
Yeah.
Now let's make our own country clubs.
Yeah, and he was a real interesting guy who didn't give a fuck and was like tough and like, yeah, I like hearing stuff like that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that was the history of that.
That's
it was
cool.
Otto Kahn's mansion.
I think that's what Gaza's all about. They just want more country clubs there.
Maybe. I think that could be it, yeah. But that place is an interesting place. And yeah, Long Island is just there's a lot of mafia in Long Island.
It was so weird, but
And that
getting out
place
there was
is
fucking
That
great.
place has just got a thing there.
Even the hotel we had stayed at, I'm remembering this now, was pretty epic.
Did you stay there at the castle?
Not at the castle. There was a hotel nearby. I think we put it up, and there was like windy roads to get. Maybe I'm mixing it up with someone else's wedding.
Yeah. You've smoked a lot of weed in your day. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
it's not crazy that you
No,
forgot
I'm
my
thinking
wedding.
of Joe Liss.
Yeah.
It was in who was in
I can't believe I didn't invite Joe List.
no,
It
not
was
Joe.
just-
It wasn't Joe List.
How did I invite you and not Joe List?
Right?
Yeah.
You knew him way longer.
I knew him way
I bet
longer.
he's watching this going, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking
But
saying.
he didn't invite me to his.
I'm saying. I also should have invited. Yeah. All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I got to go to Skanks.
And you came last minute. I remember you were like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can make it, but then you were like,
You invited me like 2 weeks out. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let me try.
yeah, you did make it. It was great.
You didn't have a
Yeah.
car?
No. It was a cool weekend.
It was
though.
such a fucking fun wedding.
Yeah. Joe Bartnick was pregame in the weekend.
Bartnick got lit.
He got lit up and he spilled wine on my wife's wedding dress. Yeah. When he was hugging her, he was like, ah! You know, he's like this big fucking brooding. He was just like, ah! And he hugged her and then wine spilled on her. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know. I mean, this was the story enough?
No, that was totally good.
Yeah.
We had to cut it short. Anything else crazy happened there?
No, that was
It was a cool vibe of it. That I
Yeah.
wouldn't have thought of until you told me, but the fucking disparity and
Yeah.
the bubbling rage that you described
Yeah.
would be like, whoa.
Every time we stopped at a stoplight, there was like people there, like poverty. Like every stoplight, there's like someone without shoes who's like begging for money and they always talk about carjacking. It
What were
never
you supposed
stops.
to do? Just keep it.
They just say, yeah, keep the car locks closed, and they're just like holding their guns, like
Because the carjackings come with guns.
carjackings at stoplights and sometimes they just drive through red lights because they're scared of getting carjacked.
Like someone's coming. Fuck it.
Or cars will come up like that. And so that was another thing. Now I remember they would drive through red lights. Like in certain areas, you just drive through red lights. They wouldn't stop at red lights. And then all the cops, and this is an unfortunate reality about that area. I'm not saying this but they just didn't, because the cops were black, and they say that the cops are corrupt. And so sometimes the cops will look the other way or participate.
Oh, wow.
It almost feel like the white people there now, like they have all the money and power, but they don't have a lot of the political power, and all the cops are black now there. So it's like, it's just this fucking weird place that has this history that's very recent, and all those issues are still like right on the surface, and you can't escape. It's just, that's what you experience it. You know, it's like,
I wonder what changed 20 years out from end of apartheid to 35 years out from
I
end of
wonder what it's
apartheid.
like now. Yeah, I wonder what it's like now. I wonder.
What do you think? I bet close to the same.
I think we just read. I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
those
right,
are recent stats.
Those weren't
so
the
think
Giannis
about
trip stats.
Yeah, those were. So think about 15 years ago. It was probably even more.
Yeah, at least one black guy.
Yeah.
They're like, you're allowed to play the lottery now.
yeah.
It's like,
So the city used to be all white people in the city. Now when you go to the city, all black. And like no white people go to the city. Like the downtown area is all black, and all the white people are like away in the suburbs, and the city is all black.
that's why America's so much better. Our homeless people have taken over are mixed races. All sorts of things. Yeah, you look at San Francisco, it's not like a black problem.
That is like
it's a
really
drug problem.
We do have a diverse group, like, yeah, and that's why maybe the whole DEI movement never complained about homeless people, because they're like,
They were of every race.
They
didn't
usually.
included.
Yeah, they are very DEI. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah. That happens naturally. People down in their luck. It's everybody.
Anywhere else you're looking to travel to? What's like on your mind that you really want to go?
I kind of am over travel. Like I'll never do that.
Right.
I'm never doing that.
There's no place you're like, I want to go, even vacation-y. Like,
I want to go to Monaco.
Great.
I want to go to fucking Monaco.
Where's that?
Monaco is fucking...
Is that its own country?
Yeah, Monaco. Yeah, where's Monaco? French. There's Monaco right there.
And that's its own, that's France.
Yeah, France.
Okay.
Right, it's France and Italy. It's like right in there.
Is it its own country?
It's its own country.
Oh, interesting.
Monaco.
It's a gambling country.
It's a city. No, it's a city, but it's like has its. It's
Is it a city country like Singapore?
It's like a city country. Yeah, it's like a weird thing.
Singapore's like that,
Yeah,
right?
and it's just rich and boats. And, Tim went there.
Of course,
Yeah.
Tim went there.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like who would like. That's a Tim place.
Yeah, but I would always tell him, "Why don't you got so much money? Just go live in Monaco." If I got the money, if I get a lot of money, I'm fucking just leaving my family. I'm just going to Monaco. I'm putting on linen pants, and I'm just putting on one of those hats, and I'm just living in Monaco and drinking like little aperitifs. Just
You
sipping.
get like the Greek fat, just the belly fat,
the belly
no
here.
shirt,
Yeah.
thin arms, belly.
Yeah. Smoke a cigarette. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
become European in Monaco.
Wow.
And that'll be it.
Yeah, that's
At
what
some
Joey
point.
Diaz said after Rogan signed his deal. He goes, "You moved to fucking Austin, you puke, you dumbass. Go get a fucking house on the Amalfi Coast and call it quits. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, I mean, do we stop at some point, or what do we do?
I don't know.
Yeah. At what point?
At what point?
Yeah, what
You
is
go,
it?
I'm
Do you
gonna
know?
enjoy this. When you have a cane,
Yeah. Have you thought about it? Like, how long? How long do you want to go?
along the way
80, 90
with work.
with comedy?
I'm gonna keep doing stand up until I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, and that could be 80 or 90,
Yeah.
right? Like George
I
Burns.
just won't go on the road.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm just gonna stay home and
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah. The issue becomes the road.
Yeah, if I had like Seinfeld money, or even I talked to Rogan about this. He's like, "Well, I just like doing stand up."
Yeah.
So his agents and managers are like, "Come on, let's go show it to this place, do a theater there, do an arena there." And he goes, "But I just like doing stand up, so
Right.
I don't need any money. What am I
Right.
going to make for that? $100,000? I have 200 of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't need that.
Right.
So I'd rather just do it at home. I'd rather
Right.
drive into a spot than at all deal with a plane.
Right.
And
Smart
what do you
move.
mean?
Yeah.
Let them come to me. I'm just doing
Yeah.
stand up. That's
Yeah.
the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah, it
doing
is the
stand up
dream.
every night, whenever
It
you
is.
want.
Yeah.
Drive in, drive out.
I had that exact same feeling without all the
Do
money.
as long as you want. Yeah.
I was at the stand the other night, and I was like, I love doing stand-up. I love driving in and doing stand-up. I don't love like traveling anymore. And then I went, oh yeah, I don't have the money that he has.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I gotta.
I don't even have the money that he doesn't have.
You think if Rogan's ever forgot to pick up like a check of over $100,000? You ever leave a club and be like, "Oh, I didn't get paid." I'm sure they'll wire it. But like, I should have gotten that. I was
It
drunk.
would be funny to go to dinner with him and him go like, all right, who's putting it? That would be funny. If he
And you'd
was
be like,
just
"Come on,
He'd be like,
that wasn't the deal. We had an understanding."
Yeah, that would be funny if he was just like, all right, so we're splitting this 4 ways.
Paulie used to take us out to nice places, and I'm like, "You guys just cover the tip," and we're like, "We can't do that, Paulie. We would have gone to Subway. We would have gone to Subway. The tip's over 20."
Yeah. But that is a pressure when you're the richest guy, right? Like everyone just kind of pretends to reach. Or what do you even do with Rogan? Do you like? I've only been to barbecue with him once, and I just assumed.
I like to try to help him other ways. Money's not going to be any effective at all, so it's like I'll make sure to go get a coffee or something if I'm going. Like,
Yeah.
what do you guys want? One time I got him and Goldie how long ago it was, hot dogs at the UFC.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, "Hey, I brought you guys." I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
Because they're working for 6.5 hours.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But like, money ain't it.
If you go to dinner, you're not going to be like, all right, I'll pick
He also
up.
doesn't get. It's like it doesn't. He's smart. He's like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But just you don't take advantage, and then like, yeah, it's like, don't make me wait in line at Starbucks. You were right there. You could have got me one.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like little friend favor stuff. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, money's not going to offering to pay he's just like, all right, put that away.
It's like
It's almost embarrassing.
It's
Stop.
embarrassing. Yeah.
Stop. Put that little gun
Don't.
away. Yeah. Put it away.
Yeah,
It's not
I
fine.
was with Marcelo, and he fucking paid for this great night out, and then we went to food later, and I was like, let me get there because you don't have to like. I saw how much you paid. Let me get the $60 thing, please. Let me live like a king for like
I
one
remember
small
you
part
did
of
that.
it.
You did that to me, and I insisted on paying when we went to the game.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, we actually went to a like cash machine. You were like, you don't need to do this. And I just was like, I was like,
it's weird. It's not taken.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, buddy.
I was
stop.
like, you just, and I just did it. I was just like, I just felt like it was right because you got the tickets.
Oh,
I gave
yeah.
you something for the tickets. But
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
You don't need to. It's fine.
It was like I got I didn't
Yeah.
pay for them. I got them.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't even pay for them?
I don't remember actually. Where
So
were
then I
they?
just gave you money for nothing?
Where were the tickets? They were
No, you
the
paid
hockey
for it.
game.
No. Dude, you.
Oh, it was baseball.
You're like, yeah,
It's
you're
playoffs.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You're like a
okay.
dog in the moment. Like you have
Dude,
no memory.
I don't know if it's long COVID or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything.
It might be
anymore.
nice that way, though.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I hear stories again and again and again for the first time.
Yeah. Do you want to get maybe you got early onset? I hope
Maybe.
not. Or I
Maybe.
think it's just weed.
It's weed.
How much weed do you smoke?
How much weed do I smoke, and how many books have I read in a decade?
Yeah.
2. and all for the first question.
Yeah, but also a baseball game with me is not as
Dude, that
memorable
was
as
so
probably
fun.
four months in
No, I
fucking
paid
Singapore.
for those. That was pre.
Yeah, I know you paid for it.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah,
Those
give me a
weren't
hot
cheap
dog. Give me a
tickets.
hot
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I fucking
Like, hell
yeah. I
yeah.
was like, let me fucking pay.
Yeah.
But you were totally like, you were like, and then you were almost inconvenient. You were always like, this is worse. That I had to go to like a machine and get it.
I have it right here.
You were just like, fucking.
One time I saw Renazisi after we were all in Vegas. He was at the Palms. I gotta go. And we were. What time is it?
Oh yeah, it's 8:15.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Shit. And Renazisi was at the Palms. We were doing UFC, and we all met up or whatever. Let's all go out. Renazisi and maybe Doug Benson or something. We're all going. We got in a limo. They're like, we'll get a limo for you, Mr. Rogan. And Steve's like, I'll pay for it. And Joe's like, no, don't. It's fine. It's fine. He's like, Joe, let me pay. He goes, you really don't have to. He goes, Joe, I'm in between season 2 and 3 of a sitcom that I'm a star of. Let me get it. And he goes, oh, yeah, all right. Go ahead. That's cool.
Yeah.
But he's just like, Sal's the worst. Sal's like, oh, why'd you pay for the Starbucks?
Yeah.
I should have paid for it. You're
Yeah.
like, buddy, chill.
It's just the coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
All
Buddy,
right.
thank you. That was fucking awesome.
Thank
it
you
makes
for
me not want to go to South Africa.
Oh yeah, people. I mean, go to Cape Town.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go to South Africa, that would be my travel tip.
Yeah.
Go to Cape Town.
I think Cape Town, everybody's doing this and just going.
Yeah.
But maybe I have it wrong.
No, I think so.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, that was the episode, everybody. What a fun time in South Africa. Hey, if you really get away from the what's it called? Racism down there, the history of racism. It seems like a great place. Apartheid. Don't forget to check out Yannis Pappas' new hour, Property Owner. It's on the History of Hyenas YouTube channel. Also, their podcast is on there. One of the funnest podcasts around. You guys, I'm sure, if you haven't watched it yet, you will get a kick out of it. Giannis rules. Giannis rules. Anyway, that's it. Myself, I'm in Charlestown, West Virginia on July 12th, and I'm in Anchorage, Alaska on June 18th. Get tickets at arishaffir.com. Bad news, you guys. Bad news from my friends from Queensland. Lost game 1 of State of Origin in Brisbane. That's a tough loss. 2 years running now. Got to win that game, guys. If no one knows what State of Origin is, it's wild. I planned my entire tour around it last year in Australia. It is a North versus South rugby match, more or less. I'm simplifying this, but it's a North versus South rugby match. And it's brother versus brother, mate versus mate, state versus state. That's what it is. State versus state, mate versus mate. So these guys are teammates all year round, and then they play a 3-game series, one in Brisbane, one in Sydney, and one on a neutral territory. Melbourne's one I went to. Went to Sydney. Sorry. We got yelled at. Me and Nick Cody got yelled at a bunch. More Nick Cody for wearing this maroon in Sydney. And it's crazy. They're teammates all year round, and they're just punching each other in the face because they're playing for their own. It's nuts. It's what the Olympics should be, to be honest, in basketball and stuff. There should be more fights in the Olympics. NBA players, you guys are pussies. You should be fighting each other way more. You think Yannis Antetokounmpo? I know he's your teammate, but now he's playing for Greece, and you're playing for America. You should punch him in the fucking face. That's it. I guess today's episode was edited by Alan Caffey, produced by Your Mom's House Network. I have nothing else to add, you guys. That's it. Let's just end the episode today and get on our way. Next week, shit. Who did I have on next week? I know this one. I got it today. Boom. That's Yannis. And the next one is Chris O'Connor on next week's episode of You Be Trippin. Takes us to, not Cuba. Denmark. Be a good one. All right, guys. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. Hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor. It'll make you feel better. That's it. See you next week, everybody. You Be Trippin. Every week, if you don't know this, we go to a different place with a different guest who's been there and just tells you about it. It's not really much what you're supposed to do. It is pretty much just what they did. It's a travel podcast. It's not a travel guide. See you next week, everybody.